This story is so ridiculous you couldn't make it up if you tried. So this is what's going on right now in Kentucky. A bill moving through Kentucky's Senate would make it a crime to insult or taunt a police officer during a riot. Supporters say the bill targets people who unlawfully cross the line, but opponents call it a blatant attempt to crush protests and a violation of First Amendment rights. Senate Bill 211 mandates up to 3 months imprisonment for a person. 3 months imprisonment, wow. For a person who accosts, insults, taunts, or challenges a law enforcement officer with offensive or derisive words, or makes gestures or other physical contact that would have direct tendency to provoke a violent response from the perspective of a reasonable and prudent person. A person convicted of this misdemeanor charge could also face a $250 fine and be disqualified from public assistance benefits for 3 months. This is incredible. It's incredible because I'm told 24/7 by conservative media that the woke left is anti-free speech and against a free press, and they're triggered little snowflakes, and they're always in their fifis, their feelings, and they need to get over stuff and stop being authoritarians. This is the definition of authoritarian and anti-free speech. I mean, sorry to keep using 2014 lingo here, but there's no other thing you can call this but triggered snowflakes. Cops want to lock people up for, not my words, their words, offending them. Offending them. I'll read it again. 3 months imprisonment for people who accost, insult. You're not allowed to insult somebody. Taunt. You're not allowed to taunt somebody. That's what I call free speech all day long, son. Or challenge a law enforcement officer with offensive or derisive words. Offensive or I don't care about your feelings. I don't care if you're offended. People can be offended at anything. Not everybody is reasonable. You know, so, I mean, really what they're saying is it's illegal to make a cop feel uncomfortable. It's illegal. You could even stretch it to it's illegal to disagree with the cop, because some cops, if you disagree with them, they'll take it as a personal insult. So you want to give people the ability, you want to give the police the ability to lock people up for disagreeing with them, for insulting them or offending them. Offense is in the eye of the beholder, dog, and what everybody has learned based off being alive and on the internet is that everything is offensive to somebody. Everything. There's not a single thing that's not offensive to everybody. I'm sorry, it's true. It's absolutely true. Doesn't matter what you're saying or what you're doing. Somebody out there loves it and somebody out there fucking hates it. Because that's just the nature of the world that we live in. And so, just to be clear, this isn't a matter of opinion. If Kentucky passes this, it's a clear violation of the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. I mean, it's unconstitutional through and through. So it would be a brazen crackdown on free speech. A disgusting crackdown. And I think the feds would have to intervene and say, you literally can't do this. You're not allowed to do this. So, but I mean, I really am astounded at how far they're willing to go. And by the way, you know and I know, they're very selective with how these things are enforced. For example, when it's Black Lives Matter protesting, oh my God, all you hear is Blue Lives Matter, yes, thin blue line, we love our police officers. But then when it's like the Capitol Hill insurrection and some police officers get hurt and some die, people are like, these are my freedom-loving patriots who are just trying to have their voices heard and tell the government that they got to act responsibly. That's it. So they flip the standard depending on who's doing the protesting. If it's right-wingers, then they're anti-cop. If it's left-wingers, then they're pro-cop. So, incredibly ridiculous, but yeah, this is absurd. No. The police are supposed to enforce law and order, but law and order should be reasonable, and they should only be, you know, focused on murders, rapes, robberies, crimes that are crimes. You can't keep adding to the list of things that are crimes and making it more and more silly and more absurd to the point where it's just, if you offend an officer, that's a crime. Because then they're not really doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. They're not really enforcing reasonable laws. They're now enforcing unreasonable laws, and that'll piss everybody off. You know, it's the same thing like the drug war. The cops shouldn't be in the business of locking people up who they're free individuals putting in their body whatever they want to put in their body, and they're not hurting anybody else. They shouldn't be in the business of locking people up like that. By the same token, you shouldn't be in the business of trying to lock people up because your feelings got hurt. You're doing too much, man. Reel it in. Relax. Take it easy. But never let these idiots tell you they're pro-free speech, man. Never let them tell you they're pro-free speech or pro-First Amendment. The same people on the right who cry all day about the woke left being authoritarian, being anti-free speech, these are the same people who not only support laws like this, but also support laws that say, oh, you can't support an Israeli boycott, for example. There's so many laws on the books in various conservative states where they basically criminalize pro-Palestine activism. So don't ever let these clowns tell you they're pro-free speech. They're insanely selective, and it's all about their partisan agenda.